Hi guys, Chris here, back with the ZenFone 5. So I have been using it now for a day, this phone, and there's been a lot of questions going on. Now the notch you can see at the moment, I have hidden it. Now when I first looked for the setting to hide it, because I thought, oh, it's got to have it, OnePlus have it, Huawei have it, and I'm pretty sure that they would have had this option. It wasn't actually originally in the firmware, it seems. So what you have to do is just simply go into display. Now it is there, of course, and I'll just show you what it's like without the notch hidden. So there you go. You either like it or you don't. I think most people don't like it. It certainly takes a while to get used to, but I prefer to have just the straight black at the top. And I think it looks perfectly fine like this. They could have released the phone like this, I think, without any issues whatsoever. So there's been a few comments on some of the things about the phone here that people have been asking about. So this AI booster mode, that does tend to speed things up a little bit. You can definitely see it, probably more so when you're gaming. Now, someone's comments in the unboxing that I did, they said, well, what it's actually doing is overclocking by 200 megahertz the CPU, so maximum turbo instead of 1.8 is now then 2.0. I don't actually believe that is the case, and they said the GPU is also boosted up. The performance, though, is so close to the Snapdragon 660 of this that I can't really tell the difference between going from Snapdragon 660 devices like the Mi 6X and this one here. So ASUS have done an excellent job with the UI. It is very quick, just opening and closing things. I think a lot of it is down to optimization, obviously, but they've also set a very fast rendering for when you open things up. So instead of being like slow, the animations, sorry, not the rendering, but the animations. So if you, for example, launch Chrome, it comes up pretty quick, and just even the scrolling and everything. So it is a very quick phone indeed, and it almost feels like a flagship phone in terms of speed. So excellent job there. Hats off to ASUS. They've done really well, I feel, because, okay, there is a little bit of bloat. You get a lot of Zen this, Zen that. But the good thing is that those apps can be disabled. So even if you can't uninstall it, if you decide, I don't want web storage, so you want to uninstall, all right, a bad example. I can uninstall this one. So a lot of them you can, but otherwise, if you can't, then you can simply just disable that application, and that's okay, it's not uninstalling it completely, but it's just getting rid of it, which is great. So, the screen. Okay, I pointed out in my unboxing that I'm getting a little bit of darkness around the edges, especially around the notch there. So, that is a slight annoyance, but it definitely is a nice panel. Nicer, I feel, than the Redmi Note 5's screen. So, the Redmi Note 5 has also a very decent screen on it for an IPS. But this one just has better color reproduction. It's just a little bit more premium there. Now, a lot of questions in the comments too of my unboxing video. People asking, please do a comparison between these two. Now, it's pretty straightforward to me which one you would go for. So if you want to save money, the Redmi Note 5, of course, is the one to go for. There are 3 key reasons I've found out so far to go for this model here. So that is the build quality. The build and the design is far superior. So you do have just a glass back on it and the full metal frame around it. You don't have the plastic at the top like you do with the Redmi Note 5. So it just in hand, it feels so much better, the ZenFone 5. So that's one reason. The other reason is front-facing camera on this one has electronic image stabilization. If you do take a lot of vlog sort of style videos, then that'll be the one to go for. Definitely a lot better in that regard there. And then what I've just been mentioning, the speed. So the ROM does feel overall a little bit faster, and in benchmarks too, when I showed you the Snapdragon scores, that this one here, even though they're the same exact chipset that we have in here, the Snapdragon 636, this is the definite winner there. So those are the 3 key reasons. Now in terms of camera performance, a lot of hype basically from ASUS and tech influencers, I wouldn't call them reviewers, that have really been hyping up the cameras on this. Now, I've showed you a few examples in the unboxing already, and what is very disappointing to me is this one here, the wide-angled. It looks extremely poor. In any photo you would take, any lighting conditions, it is washed out. So here are a couple examples that I'm showing you, and look what happens when you zoom in, and not even zooming in, you can see it's just lacking details. Awful photos. I think the culprit is the lens. And also the sensor they've gone with isn't wonderful, so it's quite cheap. It seems to me that only LG can do the wide-angled lenses right, which is a real shame that we have that. So apart from that disappointment there, I will have a camera comparison between both of these. And I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler that I feel that the Redmi Note 5 can actually take a better photo. Its focus is better because it's got the dual pixel phase detection autofocus, so it's a little bit faster there. But saying that, the focus on the ZenFone 5 is really quite good, so that's good there. Now, battery life, there's been a lot of questions too. I'm still on this is basically my second cycle now of the battery. It's stuck at 100% at the moment. For some reason, it's been on 100% for a while. You're looking about, with my tests that I always do, you're looking at about 7 hours of on-screen time. So I'll have a full complete update of this in my full and final review. So I can get 9 hours with my test out of this one here, because that's got a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, and you lose about 2 hours on-screen time with the ZenFone here. And it does definitely burn through the battery a lot quicker when you're outdoors because of the super bright screen. So if I was to crank up the brightness right now, for some reason I have it on auto. It shouldn't actually be on auto brightness. When you increase that, I mean, it's going to completely overpower my camera. You can't see anything. It is super bright. It's a lot brighter than the Redmi Note 5 screen. So that's part of the reason why it will burn through the battery. When you start taking photos, of course, the screen goes onto an increased brightness mode when you're doing video and photo, so you can see it outdoors. It just kills the battery straight away. So it's definitely going to be a one-day battery life phone, perhaps 2 even, stretched out maybe if you use the battery saver mode there. So I have a lot more coming up. So overall, a decent phone. Yes, it is good. The build quality is good. The notch is something you're either going to love or hate. But the camera is definitely overhyped. I don't think it's as good as they claim. Anyway, it's not in my testing anyway. And the other thing too is this is expensive. It's around about 350 euros, 350 US, maybe a little bit less. And for me, that's pretty overpriced considering what it is and the chipset. I do feel that they need to lower the price down. So as I mentioned, I will be back with a full review on this one, and I'll give you a full update on battery life, and a lot more things will be coming with that, hopefully in about a week's time. So I hope to catch you then. Thank you so much for watching this. If you liked the video, please give a like and also subscribe to the channel. Bye for now.